Hello, we are here from Anime Central, and we have a very special guest today. Would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a little bit
Absolutely.
about you?
Yes. Hi, I'm Oriana Perón. I am a Bloomington, Indiana-based drag queen and cosplayer. I started doing cosplay first at ASIN 20 years ago in 2006, and I have never stopped ever.
I think when I saw you on the guest list, that was one of my first questions was, chicken and egg, drag, or cosplay. So it was cosplay?
It was cosplay first,
Okay.
and I didn't even know I was an anime fan. I like to say I was indoctrinated by my cousin.
Uh-huh.
My cousin Megan showed me a bunch of Sailor Moon when I was 8, 9, and 10. Read me manga from her mix zine that she got monthly, and it would be whenever we'd go out east to visit family. And so I already loved Sailor Moon, and I was already in on the anime ground floor. And my friends in Bloomington had actually imported Utada Hikaru's album Traveling for like $60. This because this was like in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
And so we had already been like really into Japanese culture, anime, music, everything. But I had no idea you could cosplay. And at 20, I had a few friends that had been to ASIN the year prior, and they were like, "Girl, have you ever been to ASIN?" I was like, "What is that?" And they were like, "It's a huge anime convention." And I was like, "That sounds fun." And they were like, "You can dress up." And I was like, "As who?" And they're like, "Anyone you want." And I was like, "Sailor Moon." So yeah, I'd never sewn before. My friend has a mother who quilts, so she had learned how to sew from her mother, and she agreed to make 10 Sailor Moon outfits for all of us to go. She regretted that
Quite an
decision.
agreement,
She was
yeah.
17. She regretted that decision immediately. And we all agreed to like show up and help, but how helpful are we when we know nothing?
Yeah.
So we just were like, "Oh, I'll hold some fabric for you," like it was a really fond memory, a really good time. The outfits were made out of like thin, tiny acetate lining. I mean, just the worst costume ever, and I still have it, and I love it, and treasure it to this
I
day.
think you have it on your Instagram or something.
I
Right?
did
Like a
just
picture
post
of
about
it.
it, and that post blew up for some reason.
I mean, it's
I
a chance,
it's
yeah.
I appreciate that. I was just very excited to have this be my 20th year, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to share some photos from that literally the year we came because we didn't do anything. We did no panels. We did nothing. We were just a big Sailor Moon group. So everywhere we went, it was just people wanting our photos,
Yeah.
and which was great. And that was a wonderful experience. Obviously, because I'm still coming back every year. But
I'm seeing the glide path between, oh, you can dress up and now being a drag performer
yeah,
incorporates cosplay elements. It makes a lot of sense.
yeah. My original makeup was just some lip gloss and a dream. I didn't even wear tights. I used to just because I'd wear the Sailor Moon boots here, so I would just shave from like the thigh down for the skirt, and then nothing below the knee. Now I don't have to shave because I wear like 6 pairs of capezios,
But you're
so
like
you can't see anything
3 weeks
now.
out from cosplaying and you just have a blank spot on you.
So there was a and I find it funny now. Of course, at the time it wasn't very funny, but it there was a website a long time ago called Cause, and I don't want to like say the word because it's fu word, and it was just like where people would post like really mean things about people, and I ended up on there. And it was like a good photo of me, but then it was just my knobby knee like right over the top. And honestly, it was a solid read. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that and I was like, you know what? She deserves to be on this website. She deserves to be there.
This ratchet bitch.
Yeah, look at her knees. That was all they had to say about it. It was like everything else about it, like apparently was fine, but my knobby knees, God forbid.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
what are your knees? But everyone in the comments defended me, so it was really sweet of them.
It's
Yeah,
a charming, heartwarming story with
it,
a
it,
wonderful ending.
it was beautiful, and the website's been taken down. It's been banned, so the website's gone.
Yeah, I feel like that was a meaner era of the internet, which then just got meaner and more in the open.
Yeah. As long as you stayed off /B on 4chan, you were usually good on the internet. Now it's just everywhere.
Yeah, the fences went down like a year.
They sure did. They can go back up again. I honestly, and I know we're getting away from the topic, but I do miss the days of when I would get up from the computer and the internet didn't follow me.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I was the first person to love cell phones. I was like, I love cell phones. I want to buy ringtones. I want to talk on the phone all the time. I don't want anyone to call me ever again.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like-
never want to answer. If I had never answered a phone ever again in my life, it would be too soon.
Yeah. It's like growing up. Everything's nice at the beginning. Oh no.
Somebody was saying something earlier about this. Now we can pay people now to lock our phones in a box.
Literally.
Yeah. I have been reminded walking around here. There's so many people who are playing with gender, who are playing with queerness in the way that they're cosplaying, or even just the way that they feel empowered to dress at an event like this that they might not feel in their everyday life. And I'm curious, as somebody who I don't know if you're queer, but you're working in queer spaces in drag, so what are those connections that you may or may not see in the anime community and or convention community that may have a draw towards that certain type of queerness?
Yeah. Luckily I am queer.
Right.
I know, right? Be awful if I was a straight queen.
I'm sure there's straight queens.
No,
out
there
that
are.
we
There was one on
love.
Drag Race last season
Uh-huh.
for,
On season 18.
or 2 seasons ago. I don't know. It was Maddie Morphosis
Okay.
is a straight drag queen.
Hmm.
And RuPaul claimed that it was equitable because the season prior, they had their first trans artist on the show. And I was like,
Well, the
That's-
first trans that was trans.
yes, allowed to be trans on the show, didn't have to detransition. But anyway,
Yeah.
I digress.
Are we digressing?
I don't need to talk about the show. It's got enough ratings.
Uh-huh.
But at cons, I would say day one. I mean, I showed up in Sailor Moon like day one, so I already didn't even think anything of like playing with gender and just walking in. I was like, I'm dressed as a character. But I saw immediately, folks who were at the beginning of the trans femme pipeline, who were dressed up as their favorite J-rock band, like Gakto or Mana. And a lot of those like 90s J-rock bands, I mean, the outfits were drag. Like, it was just like, they're all very femboys, like huge makeup, huge hair, huge cosplays, and all of those folks who were dressing like that in the late 2000 or early 2000s are now trans femmes.
Yeah.
That is a pipeline that I definitely noticed like right away. I think that I feel like everyone at an anime convention, like the Venn diagram of people who attend anime conventions, is like queer, neurodivergent, and loves anime, and it's just a circle. Like, if you come to an anime convention and you like say you're straight, I'm sorry, you're a little queer. Probably.
Something.
You might.
Just move closer and closer together.
Yeah, you and you don't have to. If you don't want to think about it that hard, you don't have to think about it that hard.
Yeah.
You can just let it be what it is. But I'm pretty sure that you're a little bit on the spectrum of queerness.
The Venn diagram is the eclipse and heroes that's giving everybody powers.
It's just like game recognizes game. Like every time I see every time I like meet a new friend or whatever, and they're like, oh, I have no diagnoses, and I was like, well, I could tell you what they are.
Yeah,
because I have ADHD and autism, and buddy, we're in the same boat. I love anime conventions. Everyone is so nice and they're kind. Everyone's here to have fun. A lot of these folks were the folks who were picked on in school. A lot of and looked down on and not cared about, or went under the radar because they were awkward or nerdy or weird or whatever. But when we come here, we're like family, and it's very cool to see it happen. And I can tell you that anytime I perform and have a new artist that's never done an anime convention before, and has only performed in bars, come and perform at an anime convention, it's life-changing for them. They always tell me that that the world is opened now, and they are obsessed. It's a wonderful place that we curate here.
That's so interesting. It's like that conversation we've had before about just like slowly as anime has turned into a thing where it's just like it's not for just like the people that are not being paid attention to, just like hanging out doing their weird anime thing. Now that the more mainstream it is, the more people are just like, I've been weird the whole time. It's just like, yes, join us.
Right? And yet you were making fun of me for loving Sailor Moon when I was in 8th grade. Like, okay.
Yeah.
No one wanted to be friends with me when I came into 7th grade because I saw Cats the Musical on Broadway and wouldn't shut up about it.
Yeah.
The drag bigness, the drama of the look, and the cosplay bigness, another Venn diagram. It
just-
might just be a circle. I mean,
It was a no-brainer to like add to just like step into cosplay as I entered the drag sphere. There was a bar that had opened up in town, and I just going there and talking to people, and I had spoken to one of the owners and showed them my cosplay, and they were like, "We should do a Disney drag show," and I was like, "Okay, great." And then we started doing a yearly Disney drag show that I now host. And that was my inauguration drag show, was doing that the first time. And so it's, it really, the only thing I added was makeup and better hair.
yeah, streaking around.
Yeah, I just like fine tuned it a little.
That's right. Just a slightly
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah. I just put on some lipstick instead of gloss this time. Pink. Yeah, just a little.
I was gonna ask, do you have any like specific cosplays that you have been very memorable for you, other than the Sailor Moon?
I was just gonna say Sailor Moon. I cosplayed Sailor Moon for 20 years now. I mean, it's yeah. I just keep making new Sailor Moon costumes, and I love it. I love Sailor Moon so much. In fact, I just did a new Eternal outfit, but now I've been rewatching Sailor Moon. My husband's never seen it before, so we've been watching it together. And he had never seen any spoilers and knew anything about it. And so now that we've been watching it together, I've gotten excited again, and I've checked off a bunch of costumes from the show that I want to make now.
Oh, wow.
Several of the daily villains, like there's one that's she's an elephant-shaped vacuum cleaner, and I really need to have that costume.
Just sometimes you hear things and you're just like, that's so anime.
Yeah,
But it's also
Yeah.
so drag.
it
You
is.
say that, I'm like,
It's so drag. Every single one of those villains, drag, drag.
Yeah.
Love it. I love them all. I've been really giving a lot of attention to the Final Fantasy girlies recently. I'm in Celeste from Final Fantasy VI, her Runic Knight outfit from the original Amano design. In the video game, she just wears like a green swimsuit, but the original design has it's just Super Nintendo, so it's like limited graphics. But the original design has like all this accoutrement, and I thought it was a lot fancier. So I've just been doing. I have Gunner Yuna from Final Fantasy X-2 in the works. So Final Fantasy girlies are my focus right now.
I'm just, I think if we're trying to land this plane, I'm wondering if you have any sort of like grand, beautiful thoughts about queer people out there who are maybe flirting with being anime fans, but not knowing if a convention is right for them. People who might be interested in cosplay or drag. Just thinking back on like your experience and your pipeline, what conventions are like for somebody maybe on the outside looking in and kind of wondering, is it for me? What do you?
It's for everybody. Come to the convention.
Yeah.
It's for everybody. You're gonna find something you like here. There's so much going on. There's literally so much going on. At the same time that we had standing room only in this room, they had standing room only over in main events for the main event that was going on. I mean, there's so much happening that you're going to find something that you love, and that is going to bring you some joy and happiness when you come to the con. And you're also going to meet other people who like the same thing you like. I literally had a cosplayer yesterday dressed as Princess Daphne from Dragon's Lair. And if you don't know what that is, it's an extremely old 80s arcade game that was hand-drawn by Don Bluth. And
that was the Don Bluth one?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
And the other one that he did was Space Ace. And Princess Kimberly is in now, and I'm 40, so
I'm hot on your heels.
it's good. I like 40. I can still do round-offs and whatever. It's all good. But the point is that no matter how niche you think it is, there is someone at a con that likes it just as much as you do. And so I would say come and make a friend.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking this time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.